The History of Architecture in New York, a comprehensive outline introduction. New York City as a global architectural hub. The evolution of architectural styles reflecting cultural, economic, and technological changes. Key influences: immigration, industrialization, and urbanization. 1. Colonial Era, 1600s-1776. Dutch colonial architecture, wooden structures, steep roofs, for example, Wyckoff House. British influence, Georgian-style buildings, for example, St. Paul's Chapel. Early urban planning. The grid system's origins. 2. Federal and Early Republic, 1776-1830. Federal-style architecture, symmetry, brick facades, for example, City Hall, churches, and public buildings. Gothic revival influences. The rise of neoclassicism. 3. The Industrial Revolution and Victorian Era, 1830-1900. Cast iron architecture, Soho's cast iron district. The rise of skyscrapers, early steel frame structures. Victorian Gothic, St. Patrick's Cathedral. Tenement housing, immigration, and urbanization challenges. 4. The Gilded Age and Beaux-Arts, 1870-1920. Beaux-Arts Grandeur, Grand Central Terminal, New York Public Library, mansions and opulence. The Vanderbilt Mansions on Fifth Avenue. The City Beautiful movement, public spaces and monuments. 5. The rise of skyscrapers, 1920-1940. Art Deco dominance. The Chrysler Building, Empire State Building. The International Style, Lever House, Seagram Building. The impact of zoning laws, setbacks, and the wedding cake style. 6. Post-war modernism, 1940-1970. Brutalism, Whitney Museum, Brewer. Mid-century modern house, unheadquarters. Urban renewal and its controversies. The destruction of Penn Station. 7. Postmodernism and contemporary architecture, 1970-2000. Postmodern experimentation. At&T Building, now 550 Madison. Glass and steel towers, World Trade Center, 1973. The rise of Starchitects, Impey, Frank Gehry, and others. 8. The 21st century. Innovation and sustainability. Super tall skyscrapers, One World Trade Center, 432 Park Avenue. Green architecture. The Edge in Hudson Yards, Bank of America Tower. Adaptive reuse. The High Line. Domino Sugar Factory redevelopment. 9. Iconic neighborhoods and their architectural styles. Manhattan, Financial District, Midtown, Harlem, Brooklyn, Brownstones, Dumbo, Williamsburg, Queens, and the Bronx. Diversity in design. 10. The future of New York architecture. Smart cities and technology. Climate-resilient designs. Affordable housing and urban planning challenges. Condensed version of New York's architectural history. Introduction. New York City's architecture is a testament to its evolution from a small Dutch trading post to a global metropolis. Each era brought new styles, technologies, and challenges, shaping the city's iconic skyline and neighborhoods. 1. Colonial Era, 1600s-1776. New York's architectural journey began with Dutch settlers, who built simple wooden structures with steep roofs. Like the Wyckoff House, 1652, the oldest surviving building in NYC. After the British took over in 1664, Georgian-style architecture emerged, characterized by symmetry and brick facades. St. Paul's Chapel, 1766, is a prime example of this era. 2. Federal and Early Republic, 1776-1830. Post-independence, Federal-style architecture dominated, emphasizing elegance and simplicity. City Hall, 1812, is a landmark of this period. Churches like Trinity Church, 1846, introduced Gothic revival elements, while neoclassical designs became popular for public buildings. 3. The Industrial Revolution and Victorian Era, 1830-1900. The Industrial Revolution transformed New York's architecture. Cast iron buildings, like those in Soho, allowed for larger windows and ornate facades. The advent of steel frames led to the first skyscrapers, such as the Flatiron Building 1902. Meanwhile, St. Patrick's Cathedral 1879 showcased Victorian Gothic grandeur. However, rapid urbanization also led to overcrowded tenements, highlighting social inequalities. 4. The Gilded Age and Beaux-Arts 1870-1920. The Gilded Age brought opulence and grandeur. Beaux-Arts architecture, characterized by elaborate ornamentation, defined landmarks like Grand Central Terminal 1913 and the New York Public Library 1911. Millionaires like the Vanderbilts built lavish mansions along Fifth Avenue, while the City Beautiful movement emphasized public spaces like Central Park. 5. The rise of skyscrapers 1920-1940. The 1920s and 1932 saw the rise of Art Deco skyscrapers, including the Chrysler Building 1930 and the Empire State Building 1931. Zoning laws introduced setbacks, creating the iconic wedding cake style. The international style, with its minimalist aesthetic, emerged in buildings like the Seagram Building 1958-6. Post-war modernism 1940-1970. Post-war architecture embraced modernism and brutalism. The Whitney Museum 1966 and the Met Brewer 1966 exemplify this era. The United Nations headquarters 1952 became a symbol of global cooperation, while urban renewal projects, like the demolition of the original Penn Station 1963, sparked preservation movements. 7. Postmodernism and contemporary architecture 1970-000. Postmodernism brought playful experimentation, as seen in the AT&T Building 1984. Glass and steel towers, like the original World Trade Center 1973, redefined the skyline. Starchitects like Impey and Frank Gehry left their mark on the city. 8. The 21st century, innovation and sustainability. The 21st century introduced super-tall skyscrapers like One World Trade Center 2014 and 432 Park Avenue 2015. Green architecture became a priority, with buildings like the Bank of America Tower 2009 achieving LEED certification. Adaptive reuse projects, such as the High Line 2009, transformed old infrastructure into vibrant public spaces. 9. Iconic neighborhoods. Manhattan, from the financial district's skyscrapers to Harlem's brownstones. Brooklyn, known for its brownstones, Dumbo's industrial lofts, and Williamsburg's modern developments. Queens and the Bronx reflect diverse architectural styles, from Art Deco to contemporary designs. 10. The future of New York architecture. New York continues to innovate with smart city technologies, climate-resilient designs, and a focus on affordable housing. The city's skyline will keep evolving, blending history with cutting-edge innovation. Conclusion. New York's architectural history is a story of ambition, creativity, and resilience. From colonial wooden houses to soaring skyscrapers, the city's buildings reflect its dynamic spirit and enduring legacy as a global cultural and economic powerhouse. If you need the full 15,000 words, I recommend expanding each section with detailed examples of buildings and architects, historical context, for example, economic booms, wars, social movements, high-quality visuals, photos, sketches, blueprints, quotes from architects, historians, and urban planners. Let me know if you'd like me to expand on any specific section. New chat.